Governments from countries that are hostile to Canada, who actively try to harm our citizens and our country, interfered with the most fundamental aspect of our society, our democracy. An intelligence report claims that there are members of this House whose loyalty is not solely to the people of Canada, but to foreign governments who wish us harm. And what has been the Liberal response so far? They won't release the names. And now the Liberal member for Pickering-Uxbridge says, quote, boo-hoo, get over it. Instead of telling Canadians to just walk it off, why don't they release the names of MPs who are working against Canada?
The Honourable Minister for Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, my friend from Regina Capel knows very well that no government is in a position to release sensitive information about particular pieces of intelligence. I have a suggestion for him. He sits a couple of seats away in this place from his leader. If they were sincere in understanding some of the information underlying the public version of the report of the National Security Committee of Parliamentarians, his leader could avail himself of the offer that I'm happy to reiterate again today, to get the security clearance, get all the information that the Committee on Parliamentarians had, and then he could come to a reasoned judgment in this place.
The Honourable Member from Regina Capel.
This isn't about offering secret briefings to MPs who have to keep all that information secret. Right. It's about releasing the names so that Canadians can know which MPs are working against the interests of Canada. So I've got a very simple question. He should be able to answer this one. Do any of the MPs listed on this report of compromised members who are working against the interests of Canada, do any of those MPs currently sit in cabinet, yes or no?
The Honourable Minister for Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, I'll give full points to my friend from Regina Capel to try and get me to do indirectly what he knows very well I can't do directly. Mr. Speaker, I'll remind our friend that our government is the first government to take this issue seriously. In the previous Conservative government, they did absolutely nothing to secure our democratic institutions, in spite of public warnings from CSIS for the last 2 years they were in government. I worked last summer with my friend from Regina Capel to set up the Hogg Commission, for example. We look forward to Justice Hogg's recommendations and would be happy to work with him in terms of implementing them.
Hear, hear. The Honourable Member from Regina Capel.
Mr. Speaker, they sat on warnings from our intelligence agencies so that they could protect their own partisan interests. And they have refused to hand over cabinet confidences to the Hogg Commission. But this one should actually be really simple. Cabinet ministers get to see everything. They get a say on everything the Government of Canada does, and they get to personally lobby the Prime Minister any day they want. Can the Minister assure Canadians that nobody who sits around the cabinet table today is on this list of compromised MPs who are working against Canada?
The Honourable Minister for Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, our friend from Regina Capel should know very well that our national security and intelligence agencies, including the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, take all of the issues of national security very seriously. And Mr. Speaker, our friend should know very well that our government has taken, more than any other government, steps to ensure that our democratic institutions are protected, and he should have confidence that we'll continue to do that work, something that his previous government did absolutely nothing about.
Nothing about. Zero.